Welcome to a journey through the labyrinth of morality, guided by none other than the provocative thinker, Jordan Peterson. Today, we delve into a question that might just redefine how you perceive the world. Are we living in a moral war zone? This isn't just a philosophical musing, it's a pressing inquiry into the very fabric of our existence. Imagine, if you will, a world where the boundaries of morality are as blurred as the horizon on a foggy day. A world where technological prowess gives us the power to create or destroy at will, yet leaves us grappling with existential uncertainty. Sounds familiar? That's because it's the world we live in today. Our cross-cultural exchanges and critical reasoning have chipped away at the bedrock of traditional beliefs. But here's the kicker. Despite this erosion, the human spirit cannot thrive without belief. We need something to anchor us, to guide our actions and values. But what should that something be? Let's take a step back and ponder. Are the myths and ideologies we've embraced since the rise of science more sophisticated or less dangerous than those we left behind? The ideological giants of the 20th century, fascism and communism, were rational, logical, and comprehensible, yet they led us down a path of destruction. Today, we might not be embroiled in a grand ideological struggle, but our gullibility remains intact. Just look at the rise of the New Age movement as a substitute for traditional spirituality. It's a testament to our ability to swallow a camel while straining at a gnat. So could we do better? Is it possible to discern what is reasonable and admirable to believe in? Once we accept that belief is a necessity, our immense power demands self-control, and perhaps a deeper self-understanding. The time is ripe. We've seen the failure of certain forms of social regulation, as Nietzsche prophesied. The great statist experiments of the 20th century have shown us what doesn't work. We stand at the dawn of the third Christian millennium, a time ripe for re-evaluation. But let's not be naive. The battle for moral predominance is not just a war of ideologies, but often a struggle of beliefs. It's a battle where the loss of faith, rather than life, determines the outcome. Humans can abstractly construct and abandon their belief territories, a feat less capable in the animal kingdom. This capacity for symbolic capitulation and destruction allows us to form and maintain social groups, which require hierarchical organization. Consider this. Strong ideas produce profound displays of faith. Unshakable faith indicates the strength of an idea. In the animal kingdom, dominance disputes are often settled without physical aggression. The animal most capable of displaying dominance without resorting to violence often prevails. This is a lesson for us humans, too. Peterson shares a personal revelation. His obsession with the idea of war, which he believes was tied to his personal life. War, he suggests, is not just rooted in politics but in our evasion of truth. We often seek comfort in fantasies rather than facing the harsh realities of life. But here's the paradox. Living in a fantasy world doesn't protect us from reality. It only delays the inevitable confrontation. We have at our disposal the traditional wisdom of a large part of the human race, myths and rituals that have guided humanity for centuries. A careful comparative analysis of these could help us understand essential human motivation and morality. Imagine a universal system of morality, acceptable to both empirical and religious minds. Such a system could reduce conflict at every level, within ourselves, between individuals, and among groups. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Proper analysis of mythology isn't about recounting historical events or primitive beliefs. It's about understanding the edifice of meaning contained within these myths. Myths answer fundamental moral questions. What should be? What should be done? They provide a framework for understanding the emotional and motivational significance of our experiences. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the death of God in the modern world. Nietzsche famously declared it, and its repercussions have been profound. Yet, the moral tenets of the Judeo-Christian tradition continue to influence our behavior and values. Even the atheistic, well-educated Westerner tends to follow these principles, albeit unconsciously. This survival of moral tenets, despite the invalidation of their presuppositions, is a curious phenomenon. But here's a sobering thought. The individual is a terrible force for evil. Recognition of this force is a precondition for any profound improvement in character. Jung suggests that self-knowledge is not a mere intellectual pastime, but a journey through the harshest trials. It's a journey that demands we face the evil within us, lest we become agents of destruction. As we navigate this moral war zone, it's crucial to remember that our petty weaknesses can accumulate and become great evils. Our technological power amplifies the consequences of our voluntary stupidity. It's increasingly necessary that we set ourselves right, not others. The alchemical process of self-transformation, as Jung describes, is akin to becoming the philosopher's stone. It's about turning base matter into spiritual gold, about transforming the fallen world into paradise. In conclusion, the moral war zone we inhabit is not just a battleground of ideologies, but a crucible for personal transformation. It's a call to arms, not against others, but against the chaos within us. As we grapple with the complexities of modern existence, let us strive to become the heroes of our own stories, guided by truth, courage, and love. After all, the world is a different place when we dare to rechristen our perceived evils as the best within us. Yet, even as we strive to emerge as heroes, we must acknowledge the shadows lurking in the corners of our own psyches. Carl Jung, in his exploration of the human soul, posited that our journey is not merely about ascension, but about integration. The shadow, the unacknowledged part of ourselves, holds both the seeds of our potential and the roots of our destruction. In the moral war zone, understanding and integrating this shadow becomes paramount. We often externalize our battles, casting others as our adversaries, when the true conflict lies within. The projection of our inner chaos onto the world around us is a defense mechanism, a way to avoid the discomfort of self-confrontation. By acknowledging our shadow, we take the first step toward true self-knowledge. This is not about self-condemnation, but rather self-compassion and understanding. For within the shadow lies not just our darkest fears, but also our untapped potential. Consider the archetype of the hero's journey, a motif that resonates across cultures. The hero is often called to adventure, facing trials and tribulations in the outer world. Yet the true victory is often an inner one. The descent into the underworld, the confrontation with the dragon or the monster, is a metaphor for facing our own fears and limitations. This is the crucible of transformation where the ego is forged anew, emerging stronger and more resilient. In this context, morality is not a static set of rules, but a dynamic process of growth and self-discovery. It's about aligning our actions with our deepest values and having the courage to adjust our course when we falter. This requires a humility that is often at odds with the hubris of modernity, where certainty is prized over inquiry and quick fixes are sought over enduring solutions. Moreover, the moral war zone is not devoid of allies. The wisdom of the ages, encapsulated in myths, literature, and philosophy, offers us a roadmap. These stories and teachings are not relics of a bygone era, but living guides that speak to the timeless nature of the human condition. They remind us that while our circumstances may change, the fundamental questions of existence remain. Who am I? What is my purpose? How can I contribute to the greater good? Yet, as we navigate these questions, we must be wary of dogma. The rigidity of thought that comes with ideological certainty can be as dangerous as the chaos it seeks to counter. The moral landscape is complex, and our journey through it requires an openness to nuance and a willingness to hold paradox. It's about finding balance in a world that often veers toward extremes. As we continue this exploration, it becomes clear that the moral war zone is not simply a battle to be won, but a journey to be embraced. It's an invitation to engage with the world and ourselves with integrity and authenticity. In doing so, we we not only shape our own destinies, but contribute to the collective story of humanity. And so, as we stand at the crossroads of history, let us heed the call to transformation. Let us delve into the depths of our being, embracing both the light and the shadow. For it is only by integrating all parts of ourselves that we can hope to transcend the limitations of our current existence. In this way, the moral warzone becomes not a place of despair, but a realm of infinite possibility, where the potential for greatness resides within each of us, waiting to be realized.